Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we're live on a Monday, ready to give you just a little bit of podcasting tonight. Find us everywhere that you find podcasts. Leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcast, the app. We love when people do that. The official weapon of the show is
yeah.
and the an unofficial sport.
Bullet ball.
And bullet ball, extreme. I just want to program it note, just to let y'all know. We go on Three Guys On all the time. Three Guys On is like, at this point, like a podcast family. And if you guys listen to us, check out Three Guys On. If you like what we're doing, we go over there and kick it with Randolph and Andy a lot, and some of the stories that y'all think are slipping through the cracks, we actually cover with them. It's we have a good time and fun, make fun jokes and stuff. We talked about a Vermont lawmaker who poured water in her colleague's bag. We won't be talking about that here because we already kind of exhausted all our jokes and funny takes over there.
Yeah.
So, but I do want y'all to know we did talk about it. So it's just another place that y'all can like kind of go over there and check it out. Like we'll hop on there, like, just whenever we have time. If they're live, just hop in and hang out with the fellas. But yeah, that's just a programming note to let you know in case you need more extra the blackout tips in your life. All right. Main thing now is this episode we can just kind of get into some podcasting. I don't really have anything up front, I guess. Oh wait, do you have any banter?
I do.
All right.
Can't wait up for a minute. Can't wait up for a minute. What you talking about? What you talking about?
All right. Karen, banter me up.
I will. Here locally, 610 used to be the sports station. I do not know what happened. I think 610 went to the FM and 610 AM. I don't know about nowhere else, but here in Charlotte, North Carolina, became the urban station. I did not know. Me and Rob was in the car, and all of a sudden, we heard the Amanda Seales show. I did not know Amanda Seales had a radio show. I was as shocked as you are hearing this for the first time with my voice.
Yeah, it's really surprising because not that she has a show, but just that it's like a black AM station. Yes. I've never heard that, and they play music, not like it's not black necessarily all black talk. It's a lot of like just playing music and stuff. I can't remember the last time I consistently listened to the radio in my area. I always listen to podcasts.
Me too.
But yeah, I was interested seeing that.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like I said, I don't have no problem with her having a show, but I never heard of it. I didn't know it was something that she did. It might be extremely popular. I'm just out of the loop, on that because I don't
be having radio shows.
Yeah, because I don't really follow her like that, and I don't really listen to like old school radio type of thing. So it's probably been something she's been doing for a while now. But I think it's interesting because the thing is, AM signals actually stretch further than FM signals, and so it's just interesting.
Yeah, but they sound worse for music, which is one of the reasons that you normally don't hear music on a AM station unless it's like church music or something like that, where people don't really care how dope it sounds.
Right.
But yeah, it was funny to me too. The Race War Part 5 happened yesterday.
Okay.
The Fever versus the Chicago Sky. People were like, damn, how often they gonna play? And I'm like, guys, it's 12 teams.
Right. They're going to play each other a lot.
They're going to play a lot. And honestly, it was so fun. Each game has been close. They could play every weekend as far as I'm concerned. I would watch every weekend. But I'm also in it for the basketball and not necessarily the race war part.
Right.
I've been making fun of the race war part because I feel like it's stupid and a lot of people are being dishonest and because we can't have an honest conversation because everyone's so uptight about the shit. I've just kind of been getting my jokes in here and there and staying out of the fray.
Yeah, and also not saying funny. After a while, they're gonna fade away because they're like, "Oh, y'all are actually playing basketball. This ain't about race. No, bitch, it's about basketball." And either they're gonna stay and continue complaining about race, which is cool, or they're just gonna fade away because it's gonna get boring to them.
Well, that's what I was going to say for my banter was that I'm glad that the basketball is happening because it is driving the racial part of it. It's lowering each game they play each other between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese because it's not really a rivalry per se as far as like these two players hate each other and they da 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 da. I and it doesn't mean that the games aren't worth watching or that uh Angel Reese might not have some feelings towards Caitlin Clark. I mean,
Right.
I don't think you have to be a fucking genius or making it up in your head to think to see that she does have some level of like, whatever about Caitlin Clark and all the hype around her or whatever. But what's been exciting to me is seeing like both of them get better at basketball so fast
They've been
because
balling, both of them.
it's the WNBA and everyone's like it's a learning curve, da 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 da. And the Caitlin Clark looks and the Fever look way better already.
Because not
As
playing
a
every other night. Their schedule was brutal at the beginning.
yeah, they look better as a team. Now they also are in a softer part of their schedule, not just with the pacing of the games, but the people they're playing, which will ramp back up very shortly. But this has been fun to watch that, and it's been fun to watch Chicago Sky get better too, and Angel Reese take a more prominent role. And she's scoring the last like probably 5 or 6 games. She's scoring at a good clip and hitting a higher percentage of her shots because her shooting percentage was like the one knock that you could have on her, a month ago. It was like, yeah, she's only shooting 35%. But these last few games, man, she's been shooting like over 50%, getting to the bucket, getting fouled. Her rebound is always on point. I think she's second in the league in rebounds. But like that game yesterday, watching the Sky be down like 15 with like a quarter left and then come storming back. So fun. And one of the reasons that it was dope to me is because I don't think, as much as I'm a fan of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, I don't want it to be this one-sided, like, well, the Fever, every time they play the Sky, they just beat them and it's just nothing to it. How's that fun? It's only fun if like both teams find ways to win and win at home, win on each other's courts and stuff. So yeah, it's just been fun. I watched the whole thing. I stayed up for it and like saw the comeback and saw Angel Reese take over, saw her give Nalissa Smith the blues. Oh my God. Nalissa Smith hit like a shot in the paint on Angel Reese in the beginning of the game. And she did that, that thing where you put your hand towards the floor and like you too small.
She took that personally.
I don't know why. Angel is very much motivated. She finds her strength in anger, and discontent, and grievance, like a lot of the greats. And normally the greats have to make up some grievance when there is none. Like everybody respected Michael Jordan, so he was just lying and making shit up like he don't respect me. Angel Reese is a rookie. You did show her disrespect in front of her home team, in front of Cheryl Swoops. And when I tell you she gave that woman the goddamn business for 4 quarters after that, that was amazing to watch. It was fun. And honestly, man, First Take had a good segment on it today about who's the rookie of the year. It wasn't contentious. It wasn't, the Stephen A yelling at women bullshit. And it made me just think, man, the temperature is going to simmer down as more basketball takes place because unfortunately, the thing that a lot of the people that were just trying to get a hot take off, the thing they're least interested in is the actual sport.
Correct.
And they're not interested in necessarily learning about it. They're not interested in really promoting it or the intricacies of it. They were interested in having a race war with using these, specifically Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, as proxy, even though neither one has really seemed to want to be proxy for a race war.
And they don't even play the same positions.
Right. But race war wise, they play, the positions that people put them in. And neither one of them really seems like that's a thing they wanted at all.
Right.
Caitlin Clark didn't want it. She was basically forced to come out and say it. Now you can't have the same thing happen on the Angel Reese side because no one's going to ever tell black people chill out on a white girl. But even Angel Reese is talking about crying and shit. and being, harassed and whatnot. I don't think she wants that type of attention.
Mm-mm.
I know people want to use these young women as avatars, but they're human beings, and the cost and the toll it takes on you mentally to have people harassing you all the goddamn time
Right.
over you just playing your game, or even if you just want to take it all the way out there, you not liking this one white girl. That's not what the fuck you signed up for. You don't have to like your opponents. Y'all don't have to be friends and get along. It's okay to not like people. So yeah, I actually thought yesterday and today was very refreshing, because the amount of hot takes and hemming and hawing and bullshit I saw was just reduced by a lot. And thank God there were no real like chippy, flagrant foul level, like nothing people could seize on and try to make some other point about the game. So yeah, race war part 5. I think we're kind of, hopefully we're starting to get into the good part of it, where it's just going to turn to a basketball war, which I am here for.
Yes. My next thing is me and Roger went to a baseball game. We actually got to watch all 9 innings. The last time we went, we got rained out, but we got to watch all 9 innings. We had a great time. The seats was great. I was joking. I was me and Roger's mama was sitting there trying to figure out why the people on back kept reaching for their penises. I couldn't understand. I asked online, they was like, well, this a cup, and they would kept adjusting their cup, and I was like, oh, okay, because I was confused, because it's like multiple people did it and I didn't understand why. I didn't understand the purpose or the reasoning, why you just randomly reaching like that. And so once I figured that out, I was like, okay, cool. The hot dogs was good. It was hot, but it was still a great time. Chilling with Roger and his mama. We ate dogs and drank and stuff, and it was a real chill thing. The balls were flying everywhere. All when people was tossing balls, throwing balls, hitting balls, and I didn't know that the balls would go up like on this roof, and somebody actually has to go up there and clean the balls. And I did not know that was somebody's job to actually, clean like all the foul balls that kind of randomly go and like hit the roof of the building and stuff like that. I actually had a really good time, and like I said, I was really relaxed and chill and just enjoying the game. And found out what 7 inning stretch means. That's when everybody basically stand up and stretch. I was like, this is what it means. And so it's been a really a good time, and I definitely think I want to go back to a few more games. If not, if we don't go to any more this year, at least once or twice a season. And it was actually really fun.
Yeah, I was the one that I didn't know what the 7th inning stretch was. I had always assumed it was like they take a like a halftime break, and that maybe that's when entertainment and stuff happens. But it's literally you supposed to get up and stretch for a second, and that's when they actually sing that "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" song, which I know all the words to, but I've never been to a ball game. I guess osmosis or something.
Right, knew every word.
I was actually surprised I knew all the words as I was saying them. I was like, oh damn, I know that part too, and I just kept going like, damn, I know that part too. Okay, wow, I know all of it. And it's not a long song or anything. I just didn't think I knew it. I also saw that they water the dirt on the field, which I found out is good for multiple reasons.
Okay.
I thought it was just, I just asked everybody, why do they do it? I thought maybe they're doing it to keep the dirt from, like, if the wind blows, like turn into a dust cloud. But that's really not the main thing. It's so the ball doesn't take a weird bounce on people. Because I guess loose dirt leads to, those balls are moving fast as hell, and it leads to unpredictable bounces, so I can get hurt. When people slide, apparently it's better if the dirt is a little bit wet, it gives, as opposed to if you try to do it on dry dirt, you can hurt yourself.
Oh, that's right. They do be slide on their hips and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. Shout out to Twitter. That was when they were useful, is when, I had a question and the baseball fans were really cool about letting me know stuff. So, yeah, I had a good time at the game as well. It was hot, but I still enjoyed it. And, Yes, it's fun.
Yeah, somebody talking about the Sweet Caroline clip. Yeah, we sung that. That was their jam. We had a ball singing
Yeah,
that.
it's white people's neck if you buck.
Ain't it
And
though? That's they stuff.
yeah, and it was everybody got crunk to it as soon as it came on. They didn't even know the beginning. I don't know the beginning stuff, but they know all of it. And then the chorus comes in, and we all getting it together. So yep, it
Yeah.
was fun.
You have anything?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. And I know we really didn't talk about it, and we probably won't go deep about it. But I mean, me and you talked about it, but we didn't talk about it on the show. We watch. I know you and Bossy talked about. We talking about Kendrick on Amazon, which was actually really fun.
The pop out.
Yeah, the pop out tour. It was actually really fun.
Yeah, I put it on our YouTube page. It's actually getting a lot of comments and lots of views. People love hearing us talk about I think people are just ravenous for any content about it anyway, but people really love hearing me and Bossy go into detail about it and stuff. And I figured it was a place to put it because I knew I wasn't gonna talk on the show about it for 3 hours or whatever, but Bossy wanted to talk about it in depth, so I put it there. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was really fun.
It was really fun, and I listened to you and Bossy, and y'all had a great conversation about it. It was really in depth and really in detail, and just sharing y'all thoughts and stuff like that. And it was really fun hearing y'all, and like I said, it was just a fun and cool and joyful experience. And I can say that Amazon spent the money. I would continue to say that because there was a lot of people streaming that from, particularly if you watched it live, not if you've seen on YouTube, but particularly if you watched it live, there was a lot of people streaming it literally from their phones, from their TVs, like all over. And I appreciate them for spending the money. That shit was crystal clear, like 4K clear, and the signal didn't drop and nothing like that. That shit looked like you was basically watching a movie. And so I appreciate them for spending the money, and it was actually beautiful. And I actually appreciate Kendrick for actually opening it up where everybody literally could watch it, and you didn't have to quote unquote be there and watch it afterwards on YouTube. And I appreciate him putting it on YouTube for the people that missed it live. But if you were like me, wanted to do that, and also shout out to Kendrick. Cause he got kids too. Shout out to Kendrick for having everything wrapped up at 11 o'clock. He was like, bitch, I gotta be home too. I was like, oh, if it's 11 o'clock my time, bitches, what it's 7, 8, 9 your time, cause it's like the time difference. So I was like, well, damn, y'all started at 4 p.m. your time. So I appreciate him for doing it early for the old people, so we ain't got to be up half the night. That's it.
Okay. All right. Let's move into some other news. I guess we can do this.
He didn't be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no.
Puff Daddy has scrubbed his entire Instagram page of all of his posts, including that weak ass non-apology.
So it's just blank.
It's just blank. He left all his Twitters up, including the denial that he did anything wrong, and that all these women saying all these women was lying on him. He left that up. What I think is funny is, he's done this in the past and all this stuff. People think it's trying to like get rid of evidence, but obviously no court is going to be like, oh, he deleted the post. But what I thought was funny is, man, it'd be funny if that is how court work. If they're like, yeah, Honor, Exhibit A, his Instagram where he admits to these behaviors. Let me pull it up on my phone real quick and okay. I can't. It doesn't seem like. Hold on one second. Permission to approach the bench, Your Honor. Can the rest of my counsel come up here? Hey man, did you take any screenshots on your laptop? Because
you didn't get it on your laptop either.
I don't have. You got some in the cloud? Because I don't have anything. Well, damn, I guess case dismissed. We don't have any evidence, Your Honor. He deleted his Instagrams, so I guess no justice for the victims in this time. I don't know. I just think he just deleted it just because.
You're right, because if they want it, they can get it.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we can talk about. Maybe some LGBTQ news. If I pull, well, why can't I find that? Nope, that's a different one. Oh, there we go.
Let me see what you want to be. You better move your body. You better move your feet. And I want to groove. Show me what's cool. Riding, caring, baby. LGBTQ news. We're gonna take it down, but we still around. I try to still shine, but we on the ride. We can't do what we got to do. LGBTQ news.
All right, let's talk about this horrible news. LGBTQ news. You know, we go around the globe, find out what's affecting our siblings and nibblings and all in betweens. Mecklenburg commissioners, that's right, our county, Karen.
Okay.
Declined to act on Pride proclamation over procedural issue.
What procedure issue?
So proclamations basically are you just saying like, hey, we support this community or whatever. They typically pass unanimously. There's typically no debate. And it normally just recognizes causes or whatever.
Okay.
It cost us nothing. For some motherfucking reason, Board Chairman George Dunlap and Commissioner Elaine Powell voted against a motion to add the proclamation to the board's Tuesday agenda after a tense debate. The reason that they said is because procedurally it was not, the rules were not followed to get it on the docket. And failure to know and follow the rules is why they're not putting it on the agenda. And Dunlap said, hey, it's not on me that you didn't follow the rules. The person who promoted it, that's what's interesting, is outgoing Commissioner Pat Cotham. Pat Cotham is the mother of Trisha Cotham. Trisha Cotham is that woman who ran as a Democrat and then flipped to Republican. Pat, her mom, of course, supported her and made it sound like, well, these Democrats are mean. So maybe this is some infighting where LGBTQ people got caught up in the crossfire of people being like, we don't fuck with you no more, Pat, and you trying to promote this shit on your out as your like last act leaving, so you could leave on a good note because she didn't get reelected.
Oh, right, because they was like, no.
And she also got a lower approval rating for the LGBT community this time,
baby, instead of being like, bitch, what's wrong with you?
Right. And so I wonder if part of this is that them not wanting to give her a win. I don't know, but of course, the LGBTQ people in attendance were very upset because it was like, first of all, we caught in the crossfire of some bullshit. Second, who gives a fuck if it was on the docket the right way or not? Just fucking declare us support. This is a no-brainer for the city of Charlotte. Like, the city of Charlotte is already 10 toes down. Like, you don't get to opt out after this. Like, it's only gonna make you look bad with your constituents. I don't even understand. Like, this is one of those like we're the city that started the backlash to us is what started the ban on trans bathroom stuff in America, in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So like, I am very surprised that they're playing games over here. Now look, maybe she submitted it knowing she didn't do the right procedures, knowing it would get rejected, which would be even more fucked up. But
agreed.
I'm shocked they didn't just pass it just to pass it.
Right.
Yeah, Dunlap said Tuesday the debate he was well aware of other commissioners emailing about him and the situation without reaching out to them directly. It is not only the chair's responsibility to know and understand the rules, it is each member of the board's responsibility to know and understand the rules. Cotham rejected the notion that she was late in trying to get the proclamation added on Tuesday's agenda. She said for the decade plus she's been on the board, commissioners have been allowed to file items with the clerk as late as Friday before a meeting. Yeah, it's very arbitrary and weird, and I don't know why they did that, but it mostly feels like you're playing in LGBTQ folks' face.
Right.
And they pay their taxes and they come to these meetings, and many of them were upset talking at the meeting, so it's just whack. First trans woman to become Miss Maryland USA wants to inspire trans kids. They finally went woke. They always
They
say
love
that.
that.
Bailey Ann Kennedy became the first trans woman to be crowned Miss Maryland USA. She now hopes that her victory will inspire LGBTQ plus kids across the nation. Now everyone has to agree with the spaces that you occupy, and it doesn't mean that you aren't worthy of these opportunities. She went on Instagram. The work that I will do for the remainder of my life is to make sure that children who feel like me will never have to worry about the consequences of being who they are by simply being myself and being a positive contribution to society. She's Cambodian American, making her also the first Asian American to win the pageant. Wow. That's surprising. She has the honor of being the first military spouse to win as well. She says she hopes this victory will open some doors, open up some hearts for people to see there are many aspects of the LGBT community out there, and I hope I can be a positive contribution to society and making a difference like the USO program like I'm working with. She knew it was going to mean a lot for all the LGBTQ kids out there who might feel that they don't belong in a box like me growing up. That's interesting too, because obviously on a more complicated level, it is a pageant about beauty, which has a lot of like standards that people find problematic and whatnot. But also I feel like that does not detract from the pageant branching out, being inclusive, and the historical nature of her winning. You know, like both things can exist at once. Like I know people that don't fuck with these pageants and shit on any level, which I understand, but also
but
like
some people that's their thing,
right? But any of these spaces opening up somewhat to me is better than what we have right now, which is, you know, a lot of, well, you got to be a certain type and that's it, you know, fit in this box or don't come over here at all. In 2021, Catalina Enriquez was the first transgender woman to be crowned Miss Nevada. In 2018, she was also the first trans woman to compete in the National Miss USA pageant. Marina Machete was the first trans woman to be crowned Miss Portugal, and Ricky Valeri Collet, I think I said that right, was the first trans woman to be crowned Miss Netherlands. So this has been happening all over the place. Angela Ponce was the first trans woman to ever compete in the Miss Universe pageant, having won the title of Miss Spain in 2018.
Yeah, and also who you vote for matters, because they end up breaking records and being the first, like other marginalized groups. And all you need is for somebody to start fucking with the laws, fucking with the rules, and all that shit, and this will change too. People act like, you know, not voting impacts various different things, but I could see this impacting pageants and shit like that too. All you need is the right person to pass the right law, and they'll fold like everybody else do, and all of a sudden it will become a problem.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people upset because, you know, anytime a trans person wins something, it gets even more restrictive. You know, like it's one thing for trans people to even compete. There's people that don't like that. And then the people did, but it's like there's some people that can pretend to be cool with trans people competing until, I'm not as good as this trans person. Well, now I'm going to sue. I'm going to get Republican governors and stuff I'm going to make this a cause to stop this from happening. But yeah, it is interesting to see, because obviously this isn't the first time other people have won. We haven't seen any laws or anything that seem to have come in effect since trans women started competing and winning. But yeah, you have to stay vigilant, and you never really know.
You have to stay vigilant.
Yeah. An unknown chemical agent released at Baltimore Pride causes panic and injuries. Yeah, panic ensued at Baltimore Pride in Maryland this past Sunday after an unknown chemical agent believed to be mace, tear gas, or another irritant was released into the crowd near a main stage, leading many to be injured in the chaos. A video of the incident posted on X depicts two individuals in civilian clothes fighting, with onlookers surrounding them trying to break it up. The fight begins to escalate. One of them pulls out an unknown substance to spray their opponent, leading to the aerosol spray hitting the rest of the crowd. Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was like some type of harassment or terrorism.
Oh, sound like they were.
But if two people was fighting and somebody pulled out pepper spray on somebody.
Oh, somebody sprayed that years ago when I was in the classroom. That shit will fuck you up.
What made it worse is that fireworks were launched at around the same time, and many people mistook that for gunshots.
Right, because you're seeing the smoke and you're hearing the fireworks.
and you're seeing commotion between two people fighting. So I guess this is. Oh, it's the you can see it there. They started spraying it up here.
Yeah, and they
Jesus,
just
they must have had that bear mace.
Yeah, they did a wide spray too.
Yeah, all because they got in a fight or some shit. Jesus.
And I know it caused panic. People probably couldn't
Right,
breathe.
because also, like, as fun as those events are, of course, everyone is under a level of caution and fear because it's America. And I mean, they've, Homeland Security and stuff issues these warnings all the time. Like, be aware of your surroundings. These pride people are thinking about attacking these pride celebrations. And, glad that, I guess that's the best case scenario, is just two people fighting, but damn.
Right.
Ooh, that's gotta be scary.
All right.
Things to know about the gender affirming care case as the Supreme Court prepares to weigh in. That's right. The Supreme Court will hear arguments on the constitutionality of state bans on gender affirming care for transgender minors. The issue has emerged as a big one in the past few years. And this Supreme Court,
y'all,
I don't know. I mean, you hope that they rule, I mean, knowing this Supreme Court, I think it's off the table that they say federally we are protecting trans children.
Right.
Now, best case scenario is probably you get some state. Well, if your state lets it happen, then that's okay.
That's the best.
That's probably the best case you're gonna get. And in the worst cases, they're gonna ban it altogether. And keep in mind, when gender affirming care for minors is typically puberty blockers and hormone treatments, not surgery.
Right.
So for all y'all that got uptight out there, like, you can't do that, because they always go to boys and they always go to the dick. You can't chop a boy dick off. What if he want that? They always go to that. But more importantly, it's like, that's not a thing that is really happening. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important to state that here, just because so much of the fear mongering around it relies on misinformation.
Yes.
To, I think, get people that may have some good intentions, may not. I'm not trying to paint everyone with a broad brush. Some people may have legitimate concerns and good intentions and go, oh man, but I'd be fearful for a child. You can't do it without like an adult supervision and parental. Typically you have to have active parents.
Right. A kid can't go in there on their own accord and be like, this is what I want to do. It don't work like that.
You have active parents who know their kid. And then that's a big part of it too, as far as the consent and the parental supervision. And then the fact that it's typically hormonal and puberty blocker, stuff like that. Then on top of that, it's not surgery and it's not happening. So just all those things at once. And where are we at, guys? The Supreme fucking Court. Who knows what number this is in our nation of trans youth who actually have adults in their lives who are helping them
and
supporting them in their transition. Mm-hmm. Who knows what number it is? I know it ain't a lot.
Right. Supreme
Court, y'all. This is what this party does. They don't govern. They don't really want to pass any laws that are about, taxes or spending or whatever. They pass laws like social issue stuff because they depend on the rest of us to not give a fuck. They just know.
Right.
Most of us probably don't know a trans child. Most of us probably don't,
mm-hmm.
And so they rely on our ignorance and they rely on us to think all like Lil Boosie and shit and or to just go, it ain't me. Why do I give a fuck? But they use it to galvanize the religious bigots and zealots to get these votes. And it's sad because these are actual people. These are actual like children who are under such stress. They're dying at a higher rate by suicide than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And yet our country continues to try to attack them on one side of the aisle. And it's just very frustrating. And yeah, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not optimistic about this court selecting this case to hear and what the results will be. But I hope I'm wrong. I just don't think I'm wrong.
You don't know, right? Don't know.
Pope Francis done said it again. Repeated the gay slur. What the fuck, bro? Less than a month after apologizing for doing it the first time. He said there is an air of F-wordness in the Vatican. What does this guy play for a college basketball team or some shit? Like, why are you using this? You're supposed to be an old ass man in the Pope.
Is there a frat going on in there? What is happening?
And in this term, when he was talking about it, he was expressing how it would be better for young gay men to stay clear of the seminaries.
Right, and everybody talking about, well, it's a different pope, and we got new. Yeah, but do you really though?
When asked about it, he didn't issue an apology, but the Vatican press office referred to statements where he talks about the importance of welcoming gay people into the church.
It's not the same.
While emphasizing caution regarding their admission into seminaries. I just watched this documentary about the Boy Scouts. I think it's called Scouts Honor on Netflix. It's like an hour and a half or so. It's a tough watch because it's about sexual abuse of children. But it's a story that needs to be told, and it's something that really goes unreported. And of course, with it involving mostly boys and young men and stuff, I think there's a reticence to even like look at that stuff or talk about that stuff. And if people do talk about it or look at it, there's like it's a very thin line between like homophobia and being upset about these people being pedophiles. Because what happens is people equate being homosexual with pedophile.
Yeah, that's not true.
Right-wing people are doing it all the time. They're calling gay people groomers, which just the same way woke means black and DEI means black. Mm-hmm. Groomer just means LGBTQ of some kind. They're doing it on purpose so that we will conflate the two and be like,
yes,
well, we all know gay dudes have sex with little boys. That's what being gay is. Mm-mm. But the Boy Scouts contribute to this, because when asked about the rampant pedophilia, the rampant lack of security and safety, the rampant looking the other way, they don't say, here's how we're going to step up the security, really. They go, what are you going to do? Gay dudes are going to come in here and fuck little children. What? Because they're gay. We try to keep the gay people out, but that's the real issue, is that gay men have sex with children. That is what the fuck that's the Boy Scouts. I'm just bringing it up because the Catholic Church seems very similar. You have a motherfucking issue with pedophilia, and not just that pedophilia, but systemic, meaning you as a organization, you look the other way. You empower people. You send people to other places where they can go do it again, keeping them away from justice, keeping them away from accountability, and honestly empowering them. You've done it for decades. You've had reckonings. You've had money, lawsuits. You've had movies made about the shit. And you got this motherfucking Pope who's supposed to be Mr. Like, I'm woke, I'm different, I'm welcoming in gay people, still spreading this hateful ass, gay people are the real problem. You know, all them gay people, that's why they fucking the kids. You still do that. Now, what's even weirder about your fucking shit? Your thing is you can't have sex as a priest. Period. Nobody gets to have sex as a priest. Take a vow of celibacy, right? What does that have to do with being gay?
Right.
You already had that antiquated shit. Like your whole thing about being a priest is living in sexual denial anyway. So why is it about a gay thing for you? It just seems weird. And you know that complex is going to fuck up a lot of people. And because you make people feel like being gay is a sin, those people will be attracted to the idea of being a priest just because you've given them so much hangups about sex that they're like, well, if I'm a priest, I won't have any sex. Period. So it's like you've guilted them into feeling like, I guess I got to go in this lane. If I never act on my impulses of wanting to have sex with men, then I can just be a priest. And then you go, no, you can't do that either. Just don't try to participate in church other than just giving us your tithes.
Yeah, because they want your money now.
Okay, don't come in here trying to get wedded. I mean, we might like we ain't gonna bless it the same as like a straight wedding. You know, we'll like give you the head nod
And take your money.
and take your tithes and take your money for renting out the cathedral and shit. But we not really fucking with you like that. Oh, and also you the reason the kids getting fucked. What the fuck?
That don't make no sense.
What the fuck, man? Like, I don't know, man. The longer it goes with this, I never fucked with this Pope in the first place. But I feel like these latest two incidences are the biggest exposure to just how hypocritical this motherfucker is, man. All right, let's see. Damn, this is bad. The number of hate groups in the US almost doubled in 2 years.
Ooh. Just across the board. You're right.
January 6th.
Everything is black and brown and LGBTQ and woman. Yes.
January 6th. They wrong message got delivered, I guess. There's like, we need more groups.
More.
Last one. Father punches comedian on stage after saying his infant son would grow up to suck black cock. The comedian made the tasteless comments on social media. Conflict began when Alberto Pugilato, a resident of Madrid, Spain, and a self-identified activist with the anti-LGBTQ plus Spanish Nationalist Party, posted an image of himself and his son on Twitter, writing pride and joy. The comedian, Jamie Caravaca, or maybe Jaime Caravaca, commented on the father's post, writing, "Nothing and no one can prevent the possibility that he is gay when he grows up and he gets tired of sucking black cock."
What? Where did that even come from?
Right.
And it wouldn't even matter. It's just for the fact that what the child got to do with anything.
I'm not even gonna lie too. As a BBC, what we got to do with this? Why? Like, it feels a little racist.
That's what I'm about to say. It feels racist more than anything.
It feels a little racist.
Yes, it does.
And then he added, "And black workers, no footballers. How wise time is. We have to wait." The father quickly commented, "I assure you that you are going to apologize for what you said about my 3-month-old son, and you will discover that real life is not Twitter." Jesus. The comedian then deleted his comment, but the father took a screenshot of it, reposted it, said he deleted the tweet, but I captured it. I'll print it and take it to a monologue so we can laugh in person. The video of the comedian's evening performance on June 3rd shows Pugilato, a muscular man, climbing on stage during Caravaca's stand-up routine and sucker punching the comedian in the head. The comedian stumbles back into a seat in a corner while the father continues yelling at the comedian. "Do you think my son's gonna eat a black man's dick at 3 months? What now? Tell me to my face here and now." Yeah, this is like a Facebook meme.
Yes, it is. Thoughts?
Yeah, because like obviously the father's a bigot and his son is living under the care of a bigot if he's like an anti-LGBTQ activist. But also like going after the son on Twitter is such a like flagrantly
thing, and then it's now racist. Yeah, you mixing everybody in the group.
Then throwing the black. You know what? Yeah, everything in this is wrong.
Yes, everybody. Can everybody be wrong?
Like, I don't know if I ever read something that's
only person that's wrong is the baby.
Right.
That's the only person that's not wrong.
Like, you don't even have to be a bigot to be like, keep my motherfucking kids and sex acts out of your motherfucking mouth.
Right.
And I don't want to have his back because I know that dude probably fucked up and racist too.
Yes.
And then why are you using? You know what? Let's just move on, guys.
let's Homer Simpson out the room.
Yeah, there's other things to talk about. That story was insane.
Yes, it was.
All right, let's see what else we can talk about. You know what? Maybe we'll do some fucking with black people. Boom.
Just with those legs. Just with those legs.
Yeah, that last one gets 100 as well.
It does 100 points.
Fuck, what we doing in that?
Right now, why am I in it?
Right. All right, let's get into some fucking with black people. Tim Scott, Trump did more for minorities than Biden will ever do. Oh man. Oh man. Oh my God. The only black Republican in the Senate was asked by anchor Laura Ingraham if he expected scrutiny for the left from his support of Trump. He told her that he does expect the left to lose their mind because Donald Trump did more for minorities than Joe Biden will ever do. Think about the fact that Donald Trump put more money in historically black colleges and universities than any other president. Not true. The way they just get away with lying is crazy. Now he's lying to a person that wants to be lied to, is helping spread the lie. But still, just wow. No fact checking, nothing.
Nothing. I think the music is jacking up for the audience.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll worry about that later. But actually, I might be able to fix that. But give me a second, everybody. Get no weird echoes.
Right.
But yeah, Trump himself is tied to similar accomplishments. Saying that he's done more for the African American,
the blacks.
He's got more for the blacks than any president since Abraham Lincoln. That's what he says.
Child, if you don't get out of my face.
Mm-hmm.
And Lincoln only did it for numbers.
Jesus Christ, man. Tim Scott, what a fucking... Wow.
Child.
Doing all of this for this man that is just, there's no, just, but I guess that's his whole career.
Yeah, I know he don't want his shoes out. He on the second or third pair by now.
Right.
I don't know what's so hilarious. Oh, I know. You're a coon.
Mm-hmm.
Coons will be coons. What do you want me to say?
What do you want me to say? 0 to 100, Karen?
That nigga get a Jackaris. Just anything he does is just stupid and it don't make sense.
Yeah, I agree. I give it Jackaris as well. He's like a permanent Jackaris at this time.
It's just certain people, you hear their name, it don't matter if they save the cat, you still getting a Jackaris.
He's never saying anything good. And
right.
You know he don't go nowhere near the cat. Democrats launch hip-hop task force to combat racial inequality. Democrats are forming a coalition to leverage the influence of music and addressing key issues impacting black and brown Americans. On Wednesday, Representatives Jamal Bowman, Hank Johnson, Andre Carson, and Delia Ramirez introduced Congressional Hip-Hop Power and Justice Task Force led by the Black Music Action Coalition. The task force plans to harness the hip-hop's messaging for a more equitable society, leading efforts to tackle economic equality, affordable housing, and racial justice imperatives. Black Music Action Coalition's mission is to work with business leaders and lawmakers to utilize the music industry's influence to impact federal policies that address racial and social justice, said Willie Prophet Stiggers, who is the co-founder of BMAC. The RAP Act is just one example of how aligning BMAC's efforts in tandem with the Congressional Hip Hop Task Force is a natural extension of Black Music Action Coalition's work supporting solutions to mass incarcerations, justice reform, and economic hardships disparately impacting marginalized communities. BMAC looks forward to centralizing our energy with the first ever Hip Hop Power and Justice Task Force to activate legislation that protects the Black community. Bowman, attributing his political career to hip-hop artists such as Eric B. I don't know why I read Eric B as Erykah Badu. Eric B. and Rakim, Queen Latifah, Chuck D, and Public Enemy, emphasize the significance of launching the task force. The objective is to collaborate with the hip-hop community in order to achieve meaningful legislative impact. They were very instrumental in creating a curriculum and blueprint for my life, he told The Hill. Okay, so I guess the question I have reading this is because they never really answered it. What are they gonna do?
That's my thing. What are you gonna do, and what's the real purpose, and who is your targeted group? Like,
well, you say real purpose. What do you mean? What's the real purpose?
How can I say this? I hear what you're saying, but what is the goal? Maybe because I'm not understanding.
I mean, they say what the goal is. The task force plans to harness hip-hop's messaging for a more equitable society, leading efforts to tackle economic equality, affordable housing, and racial justice imperatives. They also talked about, dealing with, mass incarceration, justice reform, economic hardships, disparately impacting marginalized communities. So I understand what they say their goal is. My question is, what are you going to do? Like, what is there? Is there a policy? Is there a law?
And I guess that's kind of what I'm asking too.
Okay.
And I guess my thing is, I'm very confused by this.
Okay.
Because is anybody young in this? Do you have anybody because a lot of people you name were kind of old. So do you have any younger people in this? Like the people that this is going to impact more than some of the older people? Because this sounds like something for youth, for children.
Well, Jamal, what is old? Like Jamal Bowman is 48. You know what I mean? It's a elected representative. So I don't know. Go ahead.
I guess my thing is, who's it for? And I don't know how to express how I'm feeling. Like the whole thing just don't make sense in my mind. I'm trying to process what the purpose is.
Well, work it out, baby. Work it out.
I'm sorry. It's like, well, is it for kids? Is it for adults? Is it for both? I hear what you're saying, but it's like, but like this. I guess I need a plan. I need for you to say, I hear because what you said is a bunch of words. What are your plans? What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? Like I need to actually break down of these things in order for me to wrap my mind over what you plan on really doing. Because right now it sounds like we're doing some hip hop thing. We're going to work with the police. Oh, but you're not really telling me what you're going to do. Are the police going to go to the schools? Are the police maybe I'm misunderstanding what the purpose is.
What happened with the police now?
Didn't you say something about they're going to work with the police department and stuff like that too? Am I going crazy?
Oh my God. Am I okay?
Yes.
I feel like you're on 10 right now. I don't know what happened.
No.
All I did was read an article. You started talking about what's the real purpose. Like, you don't find that suspicious. It was very, it's very,
I'm sorry. I guess I'm trying to process, put like this. I need.
Willie Prophet Stiggers, this is what he looks like.
Okay.
That's him being honored by the National Action Networks that's I think Al Sharpton's event.
And also I have a question. What are the other things that this organization has done prior to this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I guess those are the type of questions I have. Like.
Well, I think what's interesting is how you were immediately suspicious. I think that says something. I don't know what it says. It reminds me of that final episode of Atlanta about how black people don't trust each other, and it's like, don't trust them Detroit niggas. They known to cut or fade or whatever. It's like the suspicion. It's like, well, obviously this is no good, and it's a trick to get to us the real problem. So I don't know. I don't know this organization like that. So I'm not trying to. I can't vouch for them either. I think what I find interesting here is the general platitudes are not interesting to me. Like I guess what I'm interested in would be policy, would be some specifics. Like, we want to pass this certain such act. We are going to, these are the specific ways we would like to attack the criminal justice system, or whatever it is that he's saying. What I got from this felt like a lot of, words that I agree with, because I don't want to say that I don't agree with these words, but I didn't.
It's very vague.
Yeah, it just
Okay.
it sounded like nothing's happening other than y'all going out here and presenting that this is about the hip hop task force or whatever. But
Right.
I didn't get a vibe of like, and this is what we'll be doing, you know?
Yes, and I guess that's what I'm trying to, I guess, wrap my mind around, because like I say, it's very vague. It's just a bunch of words right now. So I'm like, what are the actions? Like, if you, how do you plan on implementing these things? How do you plan on working with other people? And like those are the type of questions.
And it
that I
also
have.
just falls into what something I that I think is typically a critique of a lot of democratic movements and a lot of like democratic administrations that I don't always agree with, where people do this thing and they it's really about their ignorance, where they're like, I didn't look into how Biden and Obama's policies help black people, so I'm gonna say they never help black people. You know what I'm saying? Well, what did they ever do? And it's like, oh, you just didn't look.
True.
So there's that, and I don't fuck with that at all.
Right.
But something like this feels like that. Like, it feels exactly like, what did y'all do other than y'all put out a press release? Where is this showing up in the community? Where are you galvanized either to vote? Where's the outreach happening? Where are the hip hop people involved in this? You named who you were inspired by, but you're not sitting up there with Rakim and Eric B. So I don't like it. It fucks with me on that level that it feels exactly like the platitudes people say is democratic outreach. And why would you, at this juncture, I mean, this is in February, maybe Black History Month they're trying to celebrate, but why would you even do that in an election year? Like, show up with some real shit.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to hear, we're going to lead efforts that tackle economic equality. How? And affordable housing and racial justice. And now that's before you get, and I'm not one of these people, but that's before you get to the obvious thing of like, how come whenever it's black outreach, it's always like some criminal shit or some, like it's not like, it normally seems to be more like y'all poor, broke, criminal blacks, we gonna help y'all out for once, as opposed to like, some of the more empowering economic stuff that people hear or whatever. Now that has its own things about it. People don't like that shit either. And of course we see what happened with the Fearless Fund and stuff, and what happened with those black farmers when it was like a reparations discussion. They're getting sued and losing in court, anything that they target directly towards helping the black community. But this just felt like a press release, and I don't see the work. And I think I am fucked with by this, although I'm hopeful that we'll get more than just whatever this was. But this was in February. Has anyone heard from the hip hop task force since February? Is anyone?
Okay, right. Okay. And the more you talk, the more I'm thinking about it. And that's why I'm confused. It's like, I'm fucked with, because something like this needs to be, I'm funny, more thought out, more planned, and more than just a statement.
Mm-hmm.
And something like this, you need to have like actual rappers and people in the hip hop community on board before you even make this announcement.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Karen, that's not enough. Like, even if they had rappers out there, I still need more. What the fuck are y'all gonna do?
Yes, what are you gonna do?
You know
what
what
are your
I'm saying?
accomplishments? What are your goals?
Because like, Rock Nation thinks they're helping black people, and they are in many cases, but what kind of help are we talking about?
Agreed.
Some of their stuff that Rock Nation does, I love and agree with, and I'm so glad they're doing that work. I'm not here to like try to paint them with just a broad brush and act like everything they do is trash, because that's not true. But then sometimes when it's like school vouchers or some shit, and I'm like, that is not my definition of helping the black community. So what I need specifics, because to me, what this really feels like is when you don't commit to anything, what they're thinking is, well, nobody can knock us. We haven't said what we really gonna do. We just said the causes that we would like to tackle. We didn't say how. And so nobody can,
because that's the real work.
Right. But nobody can shit on us because we didn't say how. And everyone agrees that these things are problems that need to be handled, right? Okay, cool. But I see it as cowardice, because you gotta pick.
Yes, you
and
do.
when you pick, some people not gonna like it. That's just the facts. That's
part
life.
of the business.
Yeah, that's life, and that's if you want to help people. It's gonna be like that for everybody. Pick an activist, pick a person. Somebody ain't like the way they did this shit.
Yeah,
it's activists on my timeline right now. They hate each other guts to this day because one of them did it this way, and the other one thought it should be that way. But you have to pick. The courage is in the picking, not to just, hey man, I want us all to be free. Well, nigga, so does everybody. But how?
Right. How is the problem? The problem is not us getting free, is how. And my thing is, at the end of the day, we still not free. So, everybody's still working for that purpose and for that goal. And I guess I'm fucked with because I don't understand. Like
we want to bridge the gap between artists, executives, and everyone who calls this culture home, and the work we're doing here in Congress from the perspective of policy. This work has been done by Prophet, Reverend Yearwood, and so many others outside of the halls of Congress. But now it's time to organize formally and bring into the halls of Congress the power and the transformative nature of hip-hop culture. Our goal is to make sure the hip-hop community has a seat at the table as we work on federal policy. It's that simple.
I still don't know what that means. What does that look like?
Yeah, what policies?
Y'all just I'm gonna look up, and is it just like Killer Mike? Like who's?
Yeah, cause that matters too. You bring everybody. I'm like, who the fuck is this hotel? The fuck is what is happening here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm fucked with. I'll say because I'm trying to be hopeful and optimistic about black people and the brothers that are doing this and putting this together. I also didn't see any women up there. I'ma just say 50 and hope they prove me wrong and that we look up at some point and go, thank God for the Hip Hop Task Force. This is already 4 months old and I ain't heard shit since. And I don't know what the efforts are, so maybe someone can inform us. We got a lot of listeners that are more plugged in sometimes than us, so maybe somebody out there is like, actually, I work with the Hip Hop Task Force.
This is what they doing,
and
right?
we had, Slick Rick come in and talk about immigration reform, and maybe it's happening, and I just don't know.
Right.
So I'm only say 50 because I feel like this announcement it should have been giving us some, this is what we gonna do, and not just say platitudes to hip hop.
Agreed. I agree. And you brought up something I didn't even think about by looking at that picture, which makes sense. There's no women, so only men in hip hop. And and it's one of these things where optics matter, like how you present this matter, who you work with matter. How is was and it is very confusing, Trey. And I think that when you were talking, that's the part, because I was like, it's vague, it's just words, flowery words that actually just somebody strung them together, but there's no substance to the words because you just put hip hop yada 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 policy yada 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 yada. You're not really telling me any actions. You're not really telling me the purpose. You're not really telling me the goals. You're not really telling me, what you plan to accomplish or what you plan to put before the Congress or the Senate. I don't hear any of these things. And whenever you do something like this, particularly you being a politician, you know how the shit runs. You need to come to the people with something. You can't just, stand on the mic and be like, this is what I'm going to do. And expect people to go, yay. That was in February, and I didn't even know this shit existed till you just told me about it.
Right. Joe Spacely said the blacks respond to hip hop, our research shows. That's exactly how this feels. And I'm sorry, because I'm not a pessimistic like the Democrats don't do nothing. I'm not one of those people, but this feel like one of those times where it's like, hey, what did y'all actually do? Right. So yeah, Ariel says I just Googled and can't find anything except news articles about the launch. Yeah, I don't like that hustler shit, man. Keep it away from the politics, man. If you're not really gonna have a plan and policy in place, then I don't want this showmanship. This feels like a shell game. All right, let's move on to some other news. News. Who news? Well, we cover all the news that Karen don't know the people involved.
Here's a lot of it.
Jacksonville, Florida rapper Foolio.
Nah, I know Coolio. I don't know no Foolio. What is this?
I knew you were going to say that. His real name is Charles Jones. He was shot and killed Sunday morning in Tampa. His lawyer confirmed. Well, do you feel happy about yourself now, Karen? Damn.
Oh. That hair and teeth. That baby. How young is this person?
It's just a baby, and you was just laughing at his name, Karen. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I still will.
Look at you.
I do not know
Why did you do that? Why? Why did you do that, Karen? Oh my God! Oh my God!
Why did you do that, Karen? Police are called to a hotel in uptown Tampa a few hours before sunrise, having received reports of a shooting at the address. Upon arriving at the scene, they found 2 vehicles that had been shot at in the parking lot. One person now identified as Jones was pronounced dead. 3 additional victims are in stable condition, being treated at the hospital. Police said officers were still investigating the motive behind the shooting and working to identify the individuals involved.
I hope they find the person that did this.
Yeah, like he had a lot going on. Jones was celebrating his birthday tonight of a fatal shooting. He was 26.
Wow.
He had 1 million followers on Instagram. He shared a video advertising a pool party. He told his followers to direct message him for the address. Later that night, he posted that police had shut us down and kicked us out of their Airbnb.
Because I'm pretty sure part of the policy is you can't be out here partying.
His lawyer, Louis Fusco, wrote in a statement that Jones then relocated to the Holiday Inn, where he was ambushed in the parking lot. And then they go over his post on social media. Best birthday ever. 5 fingers crossed emojis. Appreciate everyone who pulled up. We turned up till we couldn't no more. We on the way to the show. Now y'all pull up. Another one, he tweeted, thank God. God, thank you for allowing me to see another year and to celebrate another birthday. Appreciate all the birthday wishes so far. Fuck. That is ironic.
That's
killed
very
on his
young.
birthday.
26.
Yeah. Well, I guess we know who he is now. So Karen can, stop, denigrating our young soldiers gone too soon.
Did nobody ask you to call yourself Hootie?
News. All right.
You gonna get these jokes.
Yeah, that's true. I get it. All right, let's wrap this thing up with better do some guest arrays, because I know when Mike shows up tomorrow, he ain't gonna play guest arrays. He's too nice.
Yes, he'll be saying robots.
Right.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
Y'all know how to play guess the race. A family in Orange County turned the tables on a suspected thief thanks to a popular tracking device. Last month, someone stole Johnny Ehrman's e-bike, a vehicle worth some thousands.
Ain't them green bikes or something else?
I don't know what color they have to be.
Oh, okay. Oh, the ones downtown.
E-bike,
I seen
e-bike,
green.
Well, though, yeah, sure. Let's say yes.
Okay.
What could I gain by trying to explain? She said she relies on it for school, work, and other places in between. I drive like 12 miles a day. Ehrman said I was sobbing outside my workplace. I actually had some coworkers be like, what's happening? Where's your bike? But thankfully, Ehrman had some foresight. She placed an Apple AirTag on her bike in case something like this happened.
Oh, so this person actually owns it. Like, this is their personal bike. Okay, so these are not the ones that people rent. Okay, I'm with you now.
Right. So then her and her dad tracked the bike down.
Okay. Bold move, Cotton.
Yeah, that is. Now, I don't know if y'all can hear this. Let me know if y'all can hear this.
This morning, the creep who stole their bike by using some high-tech equipment of their own to track down that high-tech.
Now, can y'all hear that?
Yeah, did y'all hear that?
Because I can't tell when y'all can hear and can't hear something that's in another
I don't know. Yeah, give it a few seconds.
Yeah, I know.
I did. That's because I'm here.
Right.
Yes, they did.
Okay, cool. I'll keep playing it then.
E-bike, all as the family says, all without the help of the Orange County Sheriff's Department. Watch.
I'm super grateful that I got the bike back because I drive like 12 miles a day, school, work, other places in between.
Johnny's all smiles now. She has her e-bike back again after a real scare. Somebody stole her e-bike last month, and it's a bike worth some $3,000.
I was like sobbing like outside of my workplace, sitting outside like in the chairs, and I actually had some of my coworkers be like, "What's happening? Like we're like, where's your bike?"
But she was smarter than the e-bike burglar. Thinking ahead, she put an AirTag on her bike just in case, and it sure worked, showing her and her dad exactly where the stolen bike turned up, behind the wall in front of this house.
I yelled at him, "Dude, I'm grabbing my daughter's bike." Boom, I grabbed that bike. I turned around and I hightailed it out of there. And the dude just stood there with a look on his face like I have never seen anyone with that look. And I think the look was shock of like, how did you get my location?
But there's more to this story. David's now pointing the finger of criticism at the Orange County Sheriff's Department, claiming they did not do enough once the AirTag showed the location of the stolen bike.
Oh, hey, you got the bike back. Yeah, but don't you want to go talk to these guys? Maybe they have other stuff stolen. Oh, no, we're good. Have a good day.
For its part, the Orange County Sheriff's Department is firing back, out with a statement warning against acting in a vigilante way. Quoting, "We want to remind our communities to utilize their local law enforcement services when they've been victimized by a crime instead of placing themselves into harm's way."
I did what I had to do because they weren't doing what we pay them to do. Because honestly, we had the information within minutes. Why did they not send the officers there? Or why did they not come out right away, meet us, and get that bike and arrest that person?
Good question. Now, the family stresses to me that they, in general, are supportive of law enforcement. They really are on the side of law enforcement, as that's why they say they're so shocked, so saddened that they did everything they had to do. They called 911. They were telling the sheriff's dispatcher through 911 where the AirTag was showing the bike was. They wanted the sheriff deputies to arrive to do something about it. And family said they just seemed to be getting a reaction of a sort of disinterest, a low priority for now. And the person who stole that e-bike, still on the run, not arrested.
Now, we don't know the race of the person that stole it, but the people who got the bike stolen, guess their race.
Oh, they're white, and they're not the only one. There's a lot of people who are very frustrated when you like AirTag shit and you call the police. They be like, "We're not going." They'll tell you these are private disputes, and then they be like, "Well, don't go over there and do it yourself." I was like, "Well, bitch, I know what my shit is. Like, I'm just supposed to not do anything because y'all don't want to fucking investigate."
I mean, you could show up and they could shoot you though.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it, but it's very frustrating when you like, "Well, I know what the information is. This is my shit. Please go get my shit." And they're like, "Nah, we not doing it." Like they say, it's a low priority because it doesn't mean anything to them. It's like the laws don't really help, but then they tell you they don't want to go get your shit, but then they be like, "Don't go get your shit." It's like, hey, somebody got to go get the shit. Like, I know where it is. What's happening here?
I feel you. Paying $3,000 for a bike, white. The person that stole it, Debo Black. I don't know that person's race. Tesla price bike in Orange County. Oh, that's white. He not. Let's see. When white people lose faith in law enforcement, better than Bloodhound Gang. White folks. No one was shot or arrested. Everyone is white. We love the police. White. Orange County white. Back to blue white. $3,000. That ain't largely. That's not a race. Anyway, the correct answer is white. Everyone got it. Yeah, there's just so many clues, and I started laughing.
We were live here.
I started laughing because the father's hat. You can tell he supports law enforcement. He got that hat that we just learned about, the black flag.
Oh, right. That's the whole hat, ain't it?
Yeah, the whole hat is the black flag.
Oh, no.
And someone had just wrote in to us to tell us that flag basically is about, like an insurrection type flag. Now, what's funny is that his daughter looks, like a kind of like a hippy dippy kid. They show her earlier in here. Let's see if I can go back a little bit. But they show her. That's her right there. She looks like a kind of like a hippy dippy type kid to just, whatever.
I just want my bike. Probably saved up for that bike.
Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I've seen those bikes. Those are like, you could like soup up your bike to almost make your bike not run like a motorcycle, but make your bike
like a dirt bike almost.
Yeah, and them little things cost a lot to get your bike to move. But for some people, it's worth it because it's like, hey, it's getting quicker than by foot.
Right. All right, let's go to the second story. Now, what's interesting is we talked about this story just today on last week on Keith and the Girl, which if you're a fan of Keith and the Girl and your premium behind that paywall, you can hear me and Karen bring up a segment I call Minimum Rage, where I talk about all this stuff that happens in different fast food restaurants that are just violence and stuff. And but we didn't know the race or didn't guess the race of the people involved, but now we are going to.
Okay.
McDonald's employee grabbing a gun to confront customers in Lakeland. That employee is now facing charges. Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie is in studio tonight with those details. Hannah.
So Lakeland PD is calling this one McMayhem. It happened Friday at the McDonald's on East Memorial Boulevard. And according to police, this all started over an incorrect order. Surveillance video just before 1 a.m. catching the wild altercation at a McDonald's in Lakeland. There's no audio, but we're told after an argument over an incorrect order, this employee throws a drink at customers through the drive-thru window. Another employee goes to lock the window, but the customers come back, open it, and begin grabbing what they can to throw back. Seconds later, the original employee returns with a gun in her right hand. She closes the window, but another customer opens it again, throwing a drink inside. A different security camera then shows the employee walking outside to confront the customers. That's where police say she fired the gun, hitting their car at least once.
What's becoming disturbing is us hearing more about these type of stories. And it's unfortunate because once you fire that round has no mercy. Wherever that round is going, whatever it strikes is gonna damage it or kill it.
The McDonald's employee is Chastity Gardner, the 22-year-old now charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Retired police chief Orlando Rolone says this mix-up likely just changed her life forever.
Gotta get his jokes in.
Yes.
Mix up.
Would there have been a circumstance where she would have been
Let's just say she had her breakdown today.
justified in
She wanted that McDonald's thugging.
grabbing her own weapon?
It was totally uncalled for and unjustified for her to pull a gun out on a customer through the drive-thru, regardless of what that situation was, unless there was a risk of great bodily harm that was going to be brought onto her, or that there is a situation where someone was actually engaging in some activity that could cause great bodily harm.
You can stay in your ground, but not your McDonald's playland. All right, back to you, Karen. Guess the race of Chastity Gardner.
I'm going to go black.
Karen's going to go black. Sounds like it was an unhappy meal. Let's see. This was a McNigga moment. Black. I'm throwing it black. You want some gunpowder salt on your fries? Bullet black.
Oh no.
Mick ass whooping black. Arrested at McDonald's black. Chastity is a stripper named Black. Sister Soldier always got that heat. I guess she caught them creeping black. Oh yeah. I guess I caught you creeping. The correct answer is black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds like a black crime.
My favorite part about this is, y'all, she had on a bonnet the whole time.
I did look up McDonald's employee.
That's hilarious.
The camera then shows the employee walking outside to confront the customers. That's where their car, at least.
Us hearing more about these type of.
Here's her.
They can to throw back. Seconds later, the original employee
That's her with the bonnet and the gun.
returns with a gun in her
She was not playing with their ass.
right hand. She closed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and also the thing about those windows can easily go open. Like you can, when they close them and lock them, you probably can't do anything.
Right, but she didn't lock it.
Yeah, but other than that, both sides can probably push and pull that window.
Yeah.
I did look up McDonald's employee handbook to see what their weapons policy is. I couldn't find anything on it, but a previous report from Business Insider states McDonald's abides by the laws of the state or region in which the restaurant is located.
Oh, then free her. This was in Florida. Ain't no laws or rules. She should be able to shoot people.
Yeah, employees should not have guns on the clock.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the law in Florida is don't start no static, won't be none.
Don't start no, won't be none.
Pretty sure that's the law. I don't know.
Somebody said stand your ground beef. That's good.
That's good.
I like that one. That's good.
Yeah, I don't know why they even mad about her. Also, like, what fucking fast food restaurant would have weapons training in the fucking employee handbook?
Right.
You don't write that down. You know what I mean? It's like, what did they do wrong in this scenario? Well, they shot them before they threw the sauce. You gotta wait for them to throw the hot mustard sauce at you, then you shoot the customer. There's no, like, that was just like petty for no reason, throwing in the employee handbook.
For no reason.
Oh my goodness. I mean, unless it's Waffle House. I think Waffle House probably got some weapons training in they shit, but that's,
you know they do.
That's because it's Waffle House. Leave them alone. All right, Karen, I think you're 2 for 2, right?
Yay!
All right.
That bitch was white! I ain't racist. How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get
gold feet, gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey ate baboon, big thigh, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
A man is facing attempted murder in a.
I got a good one. She gave him a McFlurry of bullets. Yes. I had to get that in for you. Change to the next story. My bad.
Nah, I see you over there. You shaking the table.
Yes.
According to a man is facing attempted murder and assault charges after he allegedly shot into a Las Vegas fast food restaurant at a drive-through window after being fired from his job just a few hours earlier.
Oh shit!
25-year-old David Bravo.
This is why when you fire them, you take away the credentials, the keys, the badge, you got to go.
I guess David Bravo came back and said, "I'm gonna show y'all how to get clapped." David Bravo
gave his last performance.
Mm-hmm. David Bravo became upset with his shift leader at the Popeyes restaurant. Oh, not the Popeyes establishment.
Yeah, Popeyes establishment.
He September 7th, when the shift was changed, so he made good on an earlier threat to walk, even though he was warned that he would be fired. A few hours later, around 7:46 p.m., police got multiple calls about a shooting at the restaurant. The report said Bravo showed up at the drive-through window on foot and asked for the shift leader.
On foot?
I'm gonna tell you right now, shift leader. This man showed up on foot after you fired him.
I'm not coming
to
over
the
there.
drive-through window.
We ain't got nothing to talk about.
Maybe you just
called the police.
On break. You on break.
I called the police.
Lock yourself in there with the safe.
Mm-hmm.
Go lock yourself in the freezer. It's safer. As she was approaching the window, she told police that she and another employee realized it was Bravo. He had a gun in his hand. As the two were moving away from the window, one shot was fired into the business, shattering the window, causing several employees to take cover. Police obtained video surveillance from a nearby business that showed Bravo parking his car, walking up to the window, firing the shot as he turned to walk away. Video from inside Popeyes captured images of Bravo at the window with a silver handgun. Oh, this is open shut case. When police contacted, he didn't even know the cameras was there. He worked there.
He was like, the chicken ain't the only thing popping.
Right, it's about to get real spicy.
Yes, it is.
I got a 10-minute wait on these bullets.
This gun is as hot as that grease.
I'll tell you what's harder than a Popeyes biscuit, this motherfucking lead.
Yes.
When police contacted Bravo, he advised them that he had a lawyer.
I don't believe you.
The lawyer
How
said,
you get a lawyer that quick?
The lawyer said Bravo would turn himself in and hand over the gun. They said, "Maybe speak to Bravo." He's like, hold on, man, I got a lawyer. Hey, this my lawyer.
Yes.
When can he have him? When can he turn himself? What time y'all want me to be at the station?
Yes.
He was taken into custody on September 9th, but told police he didn't know the whereabouts of the gun. He remains in Clark County Detention Center at $25,000 bail. So there you go. He's charged of attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, discharging gun into an occupied structure. Guess the race, Karen.
I'm saying black because it was at a Popeyes establishment.
All right, let's check the chat room. The Popeyes organization. Let's check the that's what the manager said. You don't want to shoot me. You want to shoot some other people that are on the clock. Black says Trey. And Trey's the only one to guess. So Trey.
I guess Trey don't the one that cares.
Oh, spicy white meat. So white says K. Sometimes you gotta pop out and shoot. Black.
That's hilarious.
Bojangles black. All right, the correct answer is black. And somebody missed it. You can tell from his mugshot he worked at Popeyes.
They did that, yeah, and then we'll do it again, and yeah.
I hate to say it, but that is exactly what a Popeyes employee looks like to me. So good luck to him in court, but
represent himself.
A lot of evidence in that article. Just saying,
you don't,
a lot of surveillance.
You don't say, yeah. A lot of video.
Right, that's what I'm
they
saying.
actually have a lot of videos. I guess he figured I'm not going in. I know they got cameras on the inside. They got cameras on the outside too. I hate to inform you.
All right, last thing, sword ratchetness. Sword ratchetness, we go around the globe, find different articles involving swords, spread awareness about the scourge that is affecting our society that we just have started to accept for some reason. I don't know why, but we would like here at the Blackout Tips to let you know it's not a game out here. Horry County, suspect cuts man's nose with sword in confrontation over kiss at Horry County Circle K.
Oh no!
A lot of things happening in this headline.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I guess he cut off his nose to spite his face.
Horry County today, where a Myrtle Beach man is facing charges after authorities say he cut off part of another man's nose with a sword. Peter Teig faces a charge of assault and battery of a high and aggravated nature. Horry County police went to the area of Highway 707 and Bay Road just after midnight on Saturday following reports of a man with a large cut. The victim told officers the incident happened at the Circle K on Holmestown Road after the victim said he kissed one of Teig's family members and upset him. A report says Teig then approached the victim with a katana sword and started swinging it at him, cutting him in the nose. The victim was taken to the hospital. As of this afternoon, no update on his condition. Police say they later found Teig hiding in the women's bathroom of that gas station where he was then arrested. He remains in jail this afternoon on a $15,000 bond.
Ooh, you lucky he just nipped his nose.
I guess what he get. That's what he gets for sticking his nose in it. And then stop. They'll teach him to be nosy.
That's a good one.
Now,
I like that one.
All right, that's it. That's crazy. And what?
Right?
Like, how did he kiss the person?
Why did you? Right?
Why are you hiding in the women's bathroom with the?
Don't know. You didn't go far. I don't understand. There's a lot happening in that article.
Shout out to that Circle K, man. That's a lot happening.
Yeah, like I just want to sell gas and snacks. I didn't
Right.
plan on dealing with the nose nipping.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow with Mike Kaplan. We record early, 4:30 p.m. is
Okay.
when we're going to start. And if you're, I guess, in Charlotte, I might be on the radio tomorrow. For I think WFNZ. I think that's the name of it. The local sports radio show tomorrow. So check me out if you're into that. If not, we'll see you tomorrow on our podcast. Until then, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah.